2025. It is about 7:07, I think, and we'd like to call the meeting to order. We can start by reading the Open Public Meetings Act statement.
This meeting was called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Union County Hawk, now known as the Leader, Westfield, New Jersey, the Courier News, Bridgewater, New Jersey, the Star Ledger, Newark, New Jersey, Union County Local Source, Union, New Jersey, and the alternate press, tapinto.net. In addition, copies of the notice were posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and filed in the office of the Borough Clerk. Notices on the bulletin board have remained continuously posted. Proper notice having been given, the Borough Clerk is directed to include this statement in the minutes of this meeting.
Okay, thank you. Can we please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, can we have the roll call, please?
Council President Patricia Walsh?
Here.
Jeffrey Banks?
At the menorah lighting.
Gina Berry? Here. Anthony Carter?
Present.
Erin McElroy Barker?
Here.
Catherine Mitchell?
Here.
Mayor Marr?
At the menorah.
Also at the menorah lighting.
Okay, we don't have any appointments, proclamations, or presentations or correspondence. Can I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes of December 1st, 2025?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. And
All in favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay. And can I have a motion and a second to open the meeting, privilege of the floor by the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We will have comments on agenda items only, 5 minutes per speaker, and would anyone care to come up? No. Okay, haven't seen no one. Can we have a motion to close this portion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Whereas the Borough Council of the Borough of Fanwood has determined that to increase efficiency, the consent agenda shall be adopted with one resolution, and whereas the following resolutions require no discussion and have been previously reviewed by each governing body member, 2025-12-211 through 2025-12-216. Therefore, be it resolved by the Borough Council of the Borough of Fanwood City, County of Union, State of New Jersey, that each of the listed resolutions be approved and adopted by the Borough Council with the same legal effect as though each was read in its entirety at the December 15, 2025 meeting and adopted by a separate vote. And I think I will read them just by title. Resolution 2025-12-211, authorizing the payment of claims. Resolution 2025-12-212, authorizing the transfer of funds. For public safety, Resolution 2025-12-213, authorizing the execution of a municipal shared court services agreement between the Borough of Fanwood and the Borough of Garwood. Resolution 2025-12-214, resolution approving a sidebar agreement between the Borough of Garwood and the Borough of Fanwood. For health, we have Resolution 2025-12-215, approving a contract with Westfield Regional Health Department, and Resolution 2025-12-216 for recreation, authorizing the borough to award a contract to a vendor for the addition of playground equipment at Forest Road Park. Is there anybody that would like to discuss any of those? Nope. Okay. Roll call, please.
We need a motion.
Oh, sorry. Can I have a motion and a second?
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Council President Patricia Walsh?
Yes.
Jeffrey Banks?
Menorah.
Gina Berry?
Yes.
Anthony Carter?
Affirm.
Erin McElroy Barker?
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. I don't believe we have any new business or old business. Is that correct? Okay. So we can move on to the standing committee reports. First, we have Administration and Finance, Councilmember Anthony Carter.
Thank you. So we met this past Thursday, the committee, and just really a couple of items. We're continuing our CFO with our discussions related to closing out the budget from last year and getting reports ready for next year.
Both department heads are submitting their requests for the 26 budget.
Perfect. And the second portion was by BA, and it really referred to one of the things we just passed, our shared service agreement with the court service with Garwood, and I'm going to punt it off to our BA now. And we have a gentleman here, I believe he's one of the attorneys, and he'll introduce him and have some words for us also. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. So the agreement that you all just voted on formalizes a shared court agreement with the Borough of Garwood. We currently have a shared services agreement for court administrator. This combines facilities and staff completely between both municipal court operations. And if there are any questions about the agreement, we do have Scott Salmon, who represents the borough in those negotiations. This is in reference to the resolution earlier, and the sidebar agreement that came after it, because the new shared court goes into effect February 1st, pending authorization by the Administrative Office of the Courts. This extends our current agreement for our court administrator to be Garwood's administrator until such time as the AOC approves this.
So we have to wait?
Yes, exactly. But again, if there are any questions, Mr. Salmon is here to answer those as well.
Now, or? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
Gina? No?
No, I said them.
Any questions?
No, I was at that meeting.
Okay.
Now,
Anthony, any questions?
Is that the AOC or the AOC?
It's the squad.
The
It's the squad.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Public Safety, Police Commissioner Aaron?
I think he has to do, is the monthly tax report done?
Yes, he just has to, everyone has to sign it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so I have the police report for the month of November. The department, I was wondering if this was a big number, because it seems like quite a big number for such a small department, but, and actually calls for service have increased pretty significantly this year. So in the month of November, there were 1,230 calls for service, which averages about 41 per day. This included 131 traffic enforcement details and 468 building security checks. Officers conducted 77 park and walk details, as well as responding to 49 medical calls and 19 alarms. During the month, 181 vehicles were stopped for traffic violations, totaling 218 summonses that were issued, 190 for moving violations, and 28 for parking violations. A reminder to everybody as well that the new parking ordinance was passed for the municipal lot behind the businesses. And so please pay attention to all the signage in January so you do not get a ticket. And then various officers attended 6 different training classes, and there were 2 adult arrests during the month. The police also participated in the Veterans Day ceremony. Several police officers participated in that at the library. Officers also provided tours of the police headquarters to the little ones at Brunner in November, and there was a fraud presentation at Miravi also in November by Lieutenant Krantz. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, and sorry that myself and Councilman Banks arrived late. We just came from the menorah lighting at the Fanwood train station. They had the Hanukkah parade that came. You know what? It was very cool to see the amount of menorahs strapped to the top
They put a menorah in the
of-
back of a Cybertruck.
Yeah, and they were all lit, so they had a really cool parade with music, and then they lit the candles, you know, and so we stayed for the ceremony, and it was very nice, especially
against the backdrop of the attack that happened in Australia on the Jewish community on the first day of Hanukkah, which turned really like a beautiful night, like tonight was, right, into something that really was an evil attack. And one of the rabbi tonight, his counterpart, was killed, on the beach there, while lighting the first candle. So that was, addressed, and, you try to just acknowledge, the evil in the world, but yet never lose faith of the goodness and what is needed to persevere. So, sorry we were late, but it was really a nice place for us to be represented, and I sent the entire council's well wishes. Are we on to the rescue report, rescue squad? Is that where we are?
Yes.
Or do you want me to come back?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the fire department?
I do. This is the fire chief's report for November 2025. During the month of November, the department responded to 22 calls for assistance. Smoke condition, motor vehicle accident, residential fire alarms, commercial fire alarm, carbon monoxide, brush fire, and 7 mutual aid requests. On December 13th, the fire department embarked on the annual Santa package delivery detail. Santa visited over 450 homes, delivering over 1,000 gifts.
And it's bigger this year than it was last year, so every year it continues to grow.
We're so thankful for all the members. They spent countless hours collecting and sorting gifts for the event. They departed the firehouse around 10:40, and they didn't finish until about 8:30 p.m., which is a really long day. But special thanks to all the family members that assisted with this event. Girlfriends came out and were elves, and lots of people. And obviously, we couldn't do it without them. There were no injuries reported during the month of November for the fire department.
Okay.
Okay, First aid squad for month of November. They had 60% of their calls answered, 40% of insufficient crew calls. Second call request was only 1 to 2. Average response time is down to 9 minutes and 24 seconds, and response hours were 42 hours and 38 minutes. 2 oxygen administrations and 2 mutual aid calls, 1 and 1 cancel. And I want to do a shout out to them for being at the tree lighting event and the parade, Santa parade. And thank you.
Tonight.
And tonight, they were there.
They were just there.
Yeah.
All right, moving on under Public Works.
Yes, I have the report from Clint for the month of November. So they completed their recurring monthly activities, inspections and patrols, emptying garbage and recycling. They performed work for the senior handyman program, and obviously removing leaves and debris from storm drainage. And the last day to place leaves in the street was December 8th. Residents are asked to hold any remaining leaves on their properties until the spring pickup in April 2026. And please do not place it in the street as the department prepares for the possibility of inclement weather, which, as we know, we just had. So I'd like to recognize and thank Public Works. I know that they came in at 2 a.m. on, what was that, Saturday night?
Sunday morning.
Saturday night, Sunday morning, and they worked till 3 p.m. on Sunday. So we really are thankful for that. They removed veterans banners and American flags, and we now see all our season greetings banners along South Avenue and the downtown business. There are holiday lights in several areas, the train station, municipal lot. The sled was placed here. Wreaths and ribbons are around. You can see they decorated the chambers here, so they've been busy. What else? There was 1 new property maintenance notice issued. The recycling center will be open January 3rd from 8 to 11. And just a reminder that plastic bags and film will be accepted at Public Works on January 3rd.
Okay. Thank you very much. Library, Councilwoman?
Yes. The library actually will meet on Wednesday, the 17th. However, I will give a report for the month of November. During the month of November, we received 22 youth services event happened. 172 children or teens attended the events. 122 adults attended. We received 11.5 volunteer hours from teen volunteers. There was 14 items added to the juvenile collection during the month of November. The library also celebrated the Children's Book Week, which was November 3rd through the 9th, which was really nice. They also had an open mic night last week, which I stumbled into. I didn't mean to go into it, but it was really nice.
And it was well attended,
It was
right?
really, really packed. I couldn't understand why there was so many cars outside, but it was really nice to see that happen. The staff will also receive training on FEMA, active shooting training on January 26th, which next month. There's also a New Jersey blood drive services happening on January 3rd from 9:30 to 3 p.m. So if you want to give blood, they will be happy to receive some blood from you. So that, again, is January 3rd from 9:30 to 3 p.m. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Under Historic Preservation?
Yes, so at our last meeting, we discussed the AMREV 250, and actually, Joan Skubish and one of our members attended the county meeting on December 10th, so they're getting some more information on how we can participate in that. The Lego building project is moving forward.
Oh, good.
Yes, very exciting. 2 days were spent driving through Fanwood, photographing over 50 buildings for the project. We have a date. It's Saturday, March 21st. We will be doing it at the high school. There is the Lego build in Westfield on January 24th.
So
if
just
anybody
tell a
wants
little bit
to
about
go,
what it is.
It's a great program. It is, this company comes in, they take pictures of historical buildings or homes in your town, and then they create a big map, gigantic map, and then families can sign up, and they are assigned one of the buildings, and they get the Legos, and they build them all up, and then you have this beautiful representation of the town with all the buildings. Colleen wants to keep them, but we can't.
You get to keep it, right?
She says, she's like, we keep them, right? No, we don't keep them. But it's a really fun activity. A lot of towns have done it. I think Westfield, maybe their third or fourth year. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I think it'll be really a lot of fun. And I think we'll get, I'm sorry?
When is it?
It's March 21st
Okay.
at the high school. But as I said, on January 24th at Westfield High School, that's the Westfield Lego build. So I'm thinking of going just to see,
What it
you know,
looks
what
like.
it looks like. Several of the Historical Preservation Committee will go, and council members are certainly welcome. And that is it for Historical Preservation.
Anything on the Environmental Commission?
Yes. In the Environmental Committee, we had an Eagle Scout project just completed in the Nature Center. 11 Atlantic white cedar saplings were planted by Peyton Rose, and he selected the area, cleaned it all out, planted the trees, he put up tree guards, and we have seen an increased usage of the Nature Center, so the Environmental Commission is happy about that because they feel like the activities have had a positive impact and people are aware of what's going on there. And that is it for the Environmental Committee. Oh, I'd like to thank Leslie Speck and any of the other members that helped her come and thin out and clean up the gardens here at Borough Hall for the winter.
Thank you. Moving on, Councilwoman, to the Green Team or the Shade Tree?
Neither one of them have met this month yet.
Okay.
You want the rest of them?
Sure.
At the same time?
Okay, sure. Go ahead,
Well,
go
the
for it.
seniors had their party last Monday at the Westwood. No business was really attended to. And then the ministerium had their meeting at the Board of Ed. The Board of Ed always hosts on this particular, in December. So they had all the kids, they transported all the kids from McGinn to entertain us. The whole
that's
music.
cute.
Oh, it was adorable.
Oh, that's cute.
It was
All the
adorable.
kids? All the kids?
All the fourth graders.
Wow.
Yes,
That's a lot.
2 buses, all the
Yeah.
fourth graders to entertain us.
That's nice.
And that's my report.
Okay.
I think, please take note, I think it's the shortest report I've ever given.
I
But I think in a few minutes you're gonna say, wait, I forgot something.
duly noted.
Yeah.
Councilman Carter, anything on the planning board?
Yeah, so we had a meeting last month. Our next meeting is December
Wednesday.
17th.
Yeah, Wednesday.
A couple days. And the thing I can say, right, it's going to be pretty robust, it appears. Throughout the course of the year, there have been a tremendous amount of residents who have their single-family homes, who come in for additions, second floors, expansions, and patios and decks and those sort of things. There were a few who actually moved from Scotch Plains into Fanwood, and it's a welcoming sight for us. You see families growing, so, they need to add a room or add a couple rooms, but it's a testament to the great work that the council does and all of our people, and the work that the planning board does also. They
Yep.
do a tremendous job.
Yes.
All volunteers, they do a fantastic job. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Recreation?
Oh, yeah, I want to do a shout out for the Santa Parade, the tree lighting, and everything they do and planned and served and volunteered for was done really well. And I know we're working hard on the Forest Road Park new playground, so that's in process. So
Okay.
there you go. And we're meeting tomorrow night. So
Thank you. So Liz was not able to join us, who handles our economic development, but she did want me to put a plug in for everybody to make sure that they shop local for your Hanukkah and your Christmas gifts, right? The backbone of our community is a vibrant downtown. People love to have a vibrant downtown, but it relies on all of us to make sure that we go in and that we spend some money and that we give back to them, because a lot of our local businesses are here for us. Finally, the Double Jelly, which is the retail establishment next to the bagel store. Double Jelly is going to have its ribbon cutting on December 20th, and so we will make sure that we promote that. So that is our latest addition to our downtown. We have our 2 retail spots that are in the Soho, which are pulled their permits and are at work. One is light beam therapy, and the other one is hot yoga. I saw the signage has gone up for that. Corano Square finally, which is also known as the former A&P site, has finally received their final DOT permits over a year that they have been
Lord have
in
mercy.
the quagmire of the DOT, and that means that they will actually start to pull foundation permits for what they call is Building A, which would be the first residential unit that is closest to the daycare center, if you're looking at it straight on, and that would also include the restaurant, which is a 5,000 square foot restaurant. So work will start to move on that. That's a kind of a complicated development process because it's got actually like 3 pieces to it. It's got the first building, it's got the second building, and then it has the relocation of the liquor store, and then ultimately a brand-new liquor store, which is the vacation of Old South Avenue, which is sort of that shoehorn behind the Fanwood Liquor. That's going to go away. The liquor store will go into temporary facilities on the site there. So that building will get demolished. The whole thing will get moved up to the street.
I spoke to the owner of the liquor store. He is very excited.
He's very excited, and he's also very thankful. On another note, that we actually did recently change the hours of operation for the liquor store and allowing them to be opening up on Sunday. He said the amount of people that were usually waiting in his parking lot, not sure what that says, on a Sunday morning to get some, were taking their business elsewhere. And so we've got some movement on that. And really, as we sit here, this is our last meeting of the year. I really do want to personally thank the dozens and dozens of volunteers that we talk about each meeting when we report out. They are truly the backbone of our committee, of our town. If you hear and come to our meetings, you hear us talk about the shade tree, you hear us talk about the library, historic preservation, the planning board, so many, and every single one is our residents who seat themselves, they lean in, we thank them because we're a small town, and the professional staff that you see, or you see upstairs here at Borough Hall, or you see here, they're already doing 2, 3, and 4 jobs each, so that does not go unnoticed. And so in gratitude and in thanks as we end 2026, I really want to thank all those that make this town special, along with our volunteer fire department, which they just graduated 3 young graduates that will actually join our volunteer ranks. One is, got to put a shout out for Doug Germinder. His father, Doug, is also a volunteer and also a professional fireman. So young Doug Germinder is really the 3rd generation because his father, his grandfather, I think was a police officer here in town, right? So you really now, we've all been here long enough, right, to watch 3 generations of Fanwoodians give back to our community. So I want to just like a little shout out there. Is there anything else before?
Yes, I wanted to add it that, just a reminder to the public that tomorrow, the district will be having a community session to discuss the new changes to Brunner
Oh, right.
and Nedenham, so creating space. So that's tomorrow at Terrell Middle at 7 p.m.
Right, yeah, they've done a pretty good job in trying to
To communicate.
hear from people, especially people who don't have kids in the system, which I thought was a pretty interesting approach to get that. And I know that the year ahead, we'll see movement at the LeGrand School, right? They have a contractor, I believe, and they're ready to kind of rock and roll with all the improvements that the 2 communities have authorized through the bond referendum. All right, anything else? So with that, I'd like to have a motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to call forward any members of the public that is here. If you just kind of come forward and please state your name for the record.
Gary Morris, 405 South Avenue. I was wondering if you could tell me if 40 South is a pilot or not.
It is not a pilot.
No.
Because I was looking at the taxes and it seems like they're only paying about $8,000 a year in taxes, which is, I think, less than everybody who has a house. So I'm not understanding why they are not fully taxed at this point. If maybe there's something wrong with the system, the online tax system on that, but just throwing that out there. Another thing that I think would be good for the community, if we could get an official word on where you can park at the post office now with I don't know if you saw the towing sign in front of the thing, and I would imagine it just says customers. I think they mean customers of the post office, but it just
Yeah.
puts that little thought in your mind, you don't want to get your car towed. So if there's a way to get some official dispensation
Yeah.
on whether you can park there for the post office, it would be great.
Yeah, so we know that the property has been sold, right? And so there's new owners of the property, right? So,
You talking about the property with the florist?
I didn't know.
Well,
it's
yes.
yes.
Where the
Yep.
florist
The
and,
florist.
yeah, the florist and the
Family
post
investors.
office and where the
That
old
whole-
family investors was, right? So Dale and Lori Flowers, who we all know from Scotchwood, right? And their family, recently sold to a new entity who I have not had a chance to really connect with, but we do hear that new signs went up. And they are not allowing, it seems, the public to park on property, that's property, and to park at the, no, you can't.
Oh, you can't?
No, the shift you can.
Well, that's the, I understand it.
Loft is still open, so it says
You
customers
can park
parking only.
there.
Oh, yeah,
Shave
but
Loft
it's
you can, but
post
anything
office.
further.
Yeah, so, but again,
I'm
it's a
with you.
very generic thing. It doesn't say Shave Loft customers. I'm like, you could be a customer of Jessica's and theoretically park there and say, hey, I'm a customer, you know? But I don't think everybody realizes that the post office is part of that
They
same
don't.
property, so I think they mean that, but it would be great to get just a
We've got-
clarification.
Yeah, we've gotten a
And
couple
Pacola.
calls from
Okay.
some frustrated residents.
The other thing is, on Soho, I went by there today, and they shoveled the sidewalk in front of the fire lane / dog run, but the snow is piled up in the street outside. They didn't shovel that, so if a fire truck is trying to get into that fire lane, they're going to be hitting a snowbank. And this was not a lot of snow. If we have a lot of snow, that's gonna be a disaster for somebody to try to get through there. They were able to shovel the entrances and exits for their driveways, but not that driveway, which again is theoretically, that is a fire lane. So if we could have somebody look into that, that would be great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else wish to come forward? Seeing that there isn't any, may I have a motion to close the meeting to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, that concludes our business for this evening. We do have the need to go into executive session, so I will make a motion to put forth Resolution 2025-12-217, whereas the public body permits the exclusion from the public at the meeting under certain circumstances, and this is for the purposes of attorney-client privilege. So if I can have a motion to go into executive
moved.
session, we will not be taking any action, any official action, but only to come out to expressly adjourn. So can I have a motion? May I have a second? All in favor? Aye. All right, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Happy holidays, everybody.